Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Monday, the 26th of January. With Robert Murray McShane, we're reading through the book of Esther, today chapter 3. And in it, we are told how Haman becomes a very important official in the Persian court. And everybody's expected to bow down to him. Mordecai refuses. We're not told exactly why, but quite possibly with some kind of religious reason behind it, that he doesn't want to bow his knee to mere people, because as a Jew he would only bow his knee to God. And verse 5 we have, when Haman saw that Mordecai would not kneel down or pay him honor, he was enraged. Yet, having learned who Mordecai's people were, he scorned the idea of killing only Mordecai. Instead, Haman looked for a way to destroy all Mordecai's people, the Jews, throughout the whole kingdom of Xerxes. And he hatches a plot and puts it into motion, sends out an edict saying that on a certain day all the Jews should be killed. Verse 15, end of the chapter, the couriers went out, spurred on by the king's command, and the edict was issued in the citadel of Susa. The king and Haman sat down to drink, but the city of Susa was bewildered. And as I was reading that passage, I thought, here's Haman, the epitome of confident, powerful people who have no regard for anyone else. They have their own agenda, their own ideas, and that's what they pursue. He's prepared to manipulate the organs of state to get what he wants, and the people on the ground seem to suffer. And Haman and the king sit down to drink. Life goes on as normal for them. Everything's wonderful, while the city's in uproar. And I just look at the news around the world, and you see the powerful having that effect so often. Vladimir Putin carrying on with his life, but the western part of Russia and the Ukraine is being devastated. We look at what's going on in America. We look at other parts of the world where autocrats have power and rule regardless of the people. And at the one hand, you end up here with this picture of society in turmoil. But as you keep reading, although God's not mentioned in the book, which is one of the interesting facts about Esther, it is quite clear that God is working behind the scenes to achieve his purpose. And ultimately, Haman has his comeuppance, and the people of God, the Jews, are saved, and everything is well. And for me, that's a great encouragement, that God does see what is going on. He does see what the rich and the powerful and the authoritarian people are doing. He does notice, and they will be held accountable. And if it's not held accountable within the realms of this life, and if they don't face law within the next couple of years, they're not going to get away with it. One day, they will have to answer for what they've done, the suffering they've caused, the problems that they have been the origin of. And so we need to go through our lives living carefully, that we are aware sometimes that we may have an impact on other people. We need to tread carefully as we go through life, but also to rely on God when there is injustice, knowing that it doesn't just slip by God's notice, that it will be answered for ultimately. And therefore, we are safe and we are blessed.